the point of the story is they filed for bankruptcy. Now they have to sell all their non-core assets, including Kodak Gallery, which they bought photo, I don't know if you remember it, in 2001.
I sadly do.
Okay, for $100 million, and it had all this potential, and then they were never able to really monetize it, never turned a profit. And now Shutterfly came in after bankruptcy and made this $23 million bid. No one else matched it, no other bidders, and they're taking this for a steal, really.
And for Shutterfly, there's a lot of members that they're acquiring as part of the deal.
So Shutterfly's, came out of the startup mentality. It's still relatively small but fast growing, and they're really only U.S. based, so they don't have any revenue outside the U.S. They're getting 75 million members from Kodak Gallery.
Kodak Gallery has 75 million
members. They're not customers on a yearly basis, but they're receiving all those emails.
I have a Kodak Gallery, which I have not looked at in 5 years.
So you'll be
you're part of the problem.
I am part of the problem.
So that they could tap Julia and everyone else, in other markets that they really want to get into, like Canada, and it could give them a lot of leverage when they're looking into the space.
What's left at Kodak now? I mean, where do we stand in the state of that company?
So Kodak has entirely gotten out of its legacy. No more cameras, no more photo gallery. They are now trying to make themselves into a printer company, which, if you think about it, that's also a declining business, as we know.
Right.
So that's what really they're pegging their last chances on.
Wow, that's
wow.
And
so, what is their next? Or do they have a new printer that's expected to come out, or what?
So their CEO Antonio Perez came out of HP. He was passed over as CEO there, and he went to Kodak and said, film printing is very much like printer printing. Let's try to do this. It's taken years. It's been exorbitantly expensive. That's why they had this cash flow problem. And there's no new product line. It's really just trying to get people to buy the existing products and try to shrink the company and make it more flexible and viable out of bankruptcy protection.
This is the sad thing with companies. I feel like companies can often only do one thing well, right? So it's like when the software guy came in to run HP and he was like, let's be a software company, and then that didn't work out, right? They're like, oh yeah, all we really do is hardware.
It's tough to shift these huge companies.
A film and photo company, especially when you're in a totally dire straits, is that the best time to suddenly reinvent yourself as a printer company when printers are so completely owned by HP?
And that's why the shareholders have really blamed the board in that instance in approving this type of strategy plan, because how much do you even print anymore? Everything's mobile.
Yeah.
You don't need to print out airline tickets and other forms of tickets that you would have had to print out.